legacy meets the new blood. The Wellington Saints, battle-tested, ruthless, born for this stage.
From all parts of the court, just like that.
The Tauranga Whai, fearless, fast, and crashing the party.
And there is the win for Tauranga. It's been an ambush.
This is more than a semi-final, it's a statement. Saints, 5. One step from the final, only the ruthless survive.
Kia ora te whānau, welcome along to what will be a fire semi-final, number 2 in the Sal's NBL season of 2025. We've already seen an absolute barn burner yesterday between the Southland Sharks and the Canterbury Rams. The Whai are in town to challenge the Saints, who have an unbelievable legacy in this league. 12 titles, and as you can see, they have lined them up here at TSB Arena for what will be an excellent game of basketball. And as you can see there, it is very difficult to try and win a three-peat. They've tried it 4 times in this venue, in this town, and it has not worked out. And one man who has been a part of these Wellington Saints teams that have won championships is Casey Frank, who's won 4 titles overall in the Sal's NBL. What does it mean to win a title for the Saints in this city?
Well, they expect excellence. You come in, from day one, the goal is a championship. And that's a privilege. When you come to a good team, that's what you're hoping for, is to have that pressure of expectation put on you. And a question always is at the end of the season, are they going to be able to live up to it? The Saints are going to find out today against the Whai squad that does a great job of making teams play at their pace.
The Whai just in their 2nd season in the league, looking to go one step further into the final. And you can see here that they are ready for this one, Casey Frank. The Whai are a team that really battled their way into that 6th spot by virtue of their points percentage in Rapid League and catching fire at just the right time for it. And you can have your say as to who will win this game with the Good Health Poll brought to you by ViralX. The trusted ViralX range is here to support the whole family through winter, and it's available at the Chemist Warehouse. Use that QR code at the moment. The Saints are the favourites, but you know what? They haven't played in 12 days, the Saints. They won the top spot and they've had to watch what's been going on. And that could be a break that might catch them out early on.
Yeah, especially early in this one, because you got to be game ready and game tested when you come out in the semifinals. The Whai played earlier this week. They're rested enough from that, but they're going to come out with that playoff level intensity and physicality. How long will it take the Saints to meet that, or will they have it from the jump? That's the question that we'll have answered early on.
Speaking of physicality, it was a physical affair at Cal Stadium yesterday between the Southland Sharks and the Canterbury Rams, no longer the reigning champs in the Sal's NBL.
Well, technically still the champs, but they won't be getting that three-peat because Sharks came to town and played a little bit of bully ball from the tip, playing at a speed with which the Rams were not able to slow down. The physicalness of Josiah Alec inside, as well as Sam Timmons, the way they came together. Caleb Asbury was electric in all aspects of the game, but overall it was a physical dominance of the Sharks in the Rams building that sent those Canterbury Cows fans home very stunned.
One of the most efficient double-doubles you'll see from Josiah Alec, the MVP of the Sal's NBL, 21 and 15, and you can see there, rebound advantage to the Sharks, 16 of them of the offensive glass.
Just that's the story of the game there. You look at the efficiency shooting the ball, 3-pointers, 54%. This is a team that leads the league in 3-point percentage, but lifted it up a level. The surprising thing, those 14 steals and near 20 turnovers for the Sharks did not matter. The Rams were unable to convert that into enough points to lift what was overall a pretty middling offense till late, and that's why the Sharks are in the grand final.
It certainly is. They go into the grand final. It's their first since 2018 when they won the title. The Saints are looking for yet another berth, looking for title number 13, and the Whai going for just their first finals appearance. And Taylor Johnson assures us that she has not just rolled in from Courtney Place with a voice like that, but maybe a little bit of ViralX from the Chemist Warehouse might help your condition, Taylor.
Oh, you know me too well, Andrew Mulligan. When those Sharkies got up, I was at Courtney Place for sure, because I love an upset. Who doesn't love an upset? And some people are thinking tonight we can be, and what a story that would be. I mean, 6 beating 1, that would be huge. The Whai, they got the upset over the Airs, but was it the case of the Airs just capitulated? Or did the Whai play well? You think of the Airs, Mola, Dutt, and Andrew, they only got 1 field goal each. But equally, Mojave King was causing more problems for the defense as well, so maybe he needs to do that tonight, Casey.
Well, the thing about the Phi is even when they're playing well, what they're really doing is taking the opposition out of their games. They do the best job in the competition of making teams play in the mud.
Yeah.
Come down here, let's get a wrestle. That's what they're looking for. They don't want that free-flowing game. They want some physicality. They want the bump and grind.
One thing I know for sure is I'm going to enjoy being in the huddles, listening to everything that the coaches are saying when the camera's not on them, because that's when it's juicy, and I'll feed that back into you guys.
Yeah, thank you very much, Taylor. Looking forward to it. This is the starting five. For Matt Lacey, fresh off getting the Junior Tall Blacks to 4th in the world. He's back at the helm of the five. Pero Hunt and Mo King in the backcourt. Besto, Rosetto and Murphy are hard-working defensive players, and they will have their hands full along the front line of the Saints. And Matt Lacey caught up with Casey Frank before we went to air.
Coach, coming up against the Saints today, and this is a team with a lot of weapons, a lot of different ways they can beat you. When you look at them, what's most important from your point of view to do well effectively against defensively to slow down this team?
Yeah, I mean, they got weapons across the board, right? We all know that, and I think, we've spoken a lot about the shooting, prowess of this team, and so for us, the focus is on defending the three-point line tonight.
And when you turn that focus inwardly, looking at the Phi, already one big upset this week, but you want to get another one. What's most important for the Phi to come out and execute at a high level to walk away with the victory today?
Yeah, I thought we defended really well against theirs. That's kind of something that you can expect from us. I think the effort will be there. We're just looking to gain a little bit more efficiency at the offensive end, a few less empty positions, and put ourselves in a position to win.
Well, for Aaron Young and his Saints team, it is a 12-day layoff, but talking to him previously, it just sounded like they needed to get some niggles out of their way physically, and they have Liafa and Marshall in that backcourt. They've also got Ngatai on the perimeter, Harris and Lazinski. That is a tough, bruising front line. Harris, Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Marshall in the All-Star 5, and Liafa, Most Outstanding New Zealand Guard for the Sal's NBL 2025. And Aaron Young, looking for his 4th final in a row as their head coach, 3 with the Tuatara. He caught up with Casey earlier as well.
Coach, coming into today's game against the Phi, they do a great job of controlling pace throughout the season. What's your preferred pace to play at, and how do you get the Saints to go there against this Phi squad?
I think, the pace part of it is just largely, I think for our group, it's just kind of predicated on the game flow. I think we do a good job of recognizing possessions we need to slow it down and execute versus, really trying to clap back, push, get to our spots and live in transition. But in order to do that, we got to get stops. And, if I do a good job of getting predictable shots, playing through their strengths. So we just got to lock in and come up with some of those gritty stops, and then we can get out and run.
Looking at the Saints, what do you think is the most important thing for the Wellington Saints to pull off today to walk away with the win in the afternoon?
Just poise, I think. There's going to be ebbs and flows in every playoff game, and I think it's important to understand it's not going to be perfect for us. So, controlling our emotions, staying poised in big moments, and just trusting every possession, what it brings. And I think if we're on the same page, we'll be fine.
Well, one of the key matchups for the head coach of the year, Aaron Young, will be trying to contain what the Phi do physically and with the pace of the game.
And you look at that pace right there, that lowest allowed score points per game by the Tauranga Whai, but not that much higher by the Wellington Saints. These are two teams that do a great job of slowing teams down. The Saints, however, can score the basketball. One of the top offenses in the competition with multiple weapons, whereas the Tauranga Whai, you see that low level of efficiency. They don't play great offense, but they force the opposition into mistakes and take advantage of it. But neither team turns the ball over. They do a great job of protecting it, equal on turnovers per game, and the team that gets an upper hand in that space today will most likely have the upper hand in getting the win.
Well, the key player for the Phi is undoubtedly Mojave King. He had 31 against the Years in the elimination final to get into the semi-final. 28 or 29 of them came before half-time.
And this is a player that when he gets going, everything changes for the Phi. He's such a good scorer at getting to the cup and forcing his way to the hole in half court. But if you watch his game, if he hits a couple of triples early, that changes everything. In his 43-point outburst, he was 6 for 8 from 3 in the first half. If he has that kind of start from deep today, it's going to go a long ways towards getting this Phi into the championship game.
They have quite a few weapons to the Saints, and Nick Marshall is definitely one of them. The Australian coming out of the Adelaide 36ers organization, heading towards the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers, and he is a smooth scorer of the basketball.
Tremendous scorer who can do it from inside and out, has great length as well, but I think his defensive work today is going to be just as important as his offense, because the Saints have other options there, but what he has skill-wise, perfectly suited to slow down Mojave King, perfectly suited to slow down Sean Bairstow as well. So look for his impact on both sides of the court.
Well, Nick Marshall and Mojave King caught up with Casey earlier as well.
Nick, coming in today's game, the Saints have seen a couple of teams get upset because they weren't able to play their game. When you look at the Saints today, what's important for them to come out in the front foot at and really establish their presence in the game?
Yeah, we just need to set the tone early. We've seen early games, teams come out. Physicality in the playoffs is going to be a bit more, obviously a bit more physical, so we just need to come out, set the tone early, and get the job done.
And one player that you're certainly going to have your eye on is Mojave King. He's been such an explosive scorer for the Phi. What's important for the Saints to come together as a collective and slow down his effectiveness in today's game?
Yeah, everyone's going to get a job on him, so we just got to make it hard for him. He's going to make some tough shots, and yeah, we just got to do it as a team and take care of it.
Mojave coming in today's game up against Nick Marshall, leading scorer for the Saints and an important cog for that offense. How do the Phi come together to slow down his effectiveness and give the squad a better chance of the dub?
Yeah, Nick Marshall playing really well at the moment, kind of head of the snake for them. So the coaches just give us, try to give us as simple of a game plan to go out there and execute, but definitely going to be a team effort to try and slow them down.
And then looking at the Phi, already one big upset this week, looking for another one. What do the Phi need to do to set that foundation early in this game and set themselves up to be in position to get the win on the road?
Yeah, well, we're not really worried about what other people might think or who's going to win. We're more just focused on, what we can control, and we have full confidence that we can come in and beat these teams, and we've done it before, but, it's just going out there and executing, setting the tone, playing 40 minutes of basketball.
Well, this is how the head-to-head looks between these two players, and they are extremely dangerous when they catch fire. They can score in bunches.
Two fantastic scorers in transition, but have the ability to push it in the half court. And you look at that efficiency, you love to see wing players shoot like that. If either one starts to get hot from deep, it's going to change the offensive outlook for their squads. Nick Marshall, a better rebounder, and his influence there is going to be key. But Mojave King has that ability to facilitate at a higher rate than Nick Marshall. And if he catches those double teams, his ability to pass out of them for buckets for the Phi will be key to getting himself free later.
And these are your barter card referees for this game. Brad Clive, Mikey Graham, Regan Ashley. It is a TSB Arena that is ready. They love their hoops in the capital. It is a legacy hanging from the rafters that reminds the fan base every time they come into this building what this team on your screen is trying to achieve. They haven't won a title since 2021, and that is 4 years too long for the Saints ownership.
It's certainly not something they expect when they come into a season not to win, but it's been a long time between drinks for the Saints, maybe not long for other squads, but that is their goal. They're on the cusp of having a chance to play for it. But you look at these last 4 meetings in the initial year, the Saints got over the Phi twice, the first time that the Phi ever played in the NBL. But the first game this season, and that was Jordan Atai early in his time with the Phi, came out and slowed down the pace, were able to get it done. That last game, the Saints got on top, had a huge third quarter, 29 points, and that pretty much put that game away.
Yeah, you could just see the difference there. When the Phi get on top of you, they will slow you down. And the Saints, at times, do have patches where they rely on the three ball quite a lot. And when it's not dropping, it can be a problem for their offense. But they do have the presence of Nick Muzinski, and remiss of us to add as well, Sean Bruce is back, the veteran Australian guard in the backcourt with no Shea Ely out for the rest of the season. Sean Bruce is a big addition for the Saints.
And the key that he brings in is they're not asking him to come in and be a typical import and average 25 and do everything. But as that third guard, he's going to be able to come in, and if Nick Marshall and Isaiah Liafa aren't finding their form, he's going to be able to come in off the bench, settle things down, and get this team playing as a collective, make sure that ball gets where it needs to go. A fantastic pickup for them late in the season when they did not have a lot of other options to bolster the roster.
Cruz Pero Hunt was at the Tuatara, spending time at the Phi now, averaging 14 and 4 rebounds, 3 assists and a steal a game. Hiram Harris, all hustle and heart, the defensive player of the year. He is looking for a big game, double-double guy. And Anzac Rosetto, he and Mohave King have just come in last 10 games. They've really added an extra dimension. Anzac Rosetto, he looks great. He's come in, he's full of energy. He brings a natural confidence to the court and gives them an edge as well, personality.
The personality's great. What's better is the bruising game that this guy brings. He is a big dog who's out there to throw his weight around, and his matchup against Nick Smazinski is going to be a terror in the low post. Two big boys that need to be able to play with a high level of physicality, but stay out of foul trouble. If either goes to the bench early, that opposition squad's going to have a free reign to the basket.
Harold the Giraffe just delivering the ball. Mazinski, the American, 5 years at Belmont, then a season at VCU. And Murphy with the ball to begin it, the fight, and they're traveling white.
Interesting to see the Saints start off with Jordan Atai on Mohave King, but a lot of switching on that.
And we've got the first turnover of the game as Bairstow stepped out.
Yeah,
Sean Murphy. My
Sean's, you can get those Seans confused. You know, all those Seans look the same, but Sean Murphy with the step back, unfortunate. Probably a shot he should look at taking. Had a lot of time off that kick from Anzac Rosetto.
There's two Jadens as well off the bench.
Oh, that makes it even tougher.
Hiram Harris. Looking at Marshall. Marshall drives on King. And that's good defense. They felt like that got him on the arm, and from our angle, it looked like there was contact there, but anyway, we go the other way. Pero Hunt.
Welcome to the semifinals. There's going to be a higher level of contact in postseason basketball. Teams have to adjust.
Drop off to Anzac Rosetto, and then the reach in by Isaiah Leafa picks up the foul.
I like this offense early for the Phi, moving Mohave King off screens to get him catches, and then pulling him off that on ball. He's getting multiple defenders and paying attention to him off that, but he's looking to the dish. Anzac Rosetto caught the last one, tried to create an outside look. This time he goes to the rim to try and finish and gets himself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse line.
Rosetto at the line. This is the first. Spending time at the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Steps quite a way back from the Chemist Warehouse stripe and then comes up to it. And he hears it from the Saints crowd, and he signals to the Saints crowd. He used to be a Saint himself.
He's a bit around here and there, always having a good time.
Here's Natai on the wing. Leafa. Jordan. Natai with the left hand, gets it up and in.
Perfect use of that shot fake, but look at Mohave King in transition attacking.
And one, Jordan Natai called for the foul.
And Natai's upset. That's his drive. Mohave King went for the up fake and leaked out, but on the layup, Jordan Natai didn't have any help getting back in transition to take it away, and you can see that disappointment. He's calling out to his teammates immediately. Mohave King sees that going, sprints out, and because he sprints out, nobody gets back. Means Mohave King to the stripe for an old-fashioned three-point play opportunity.
Back of the iron. Murphy had it, turned it over. Here's Nick Marshall. A lot of contact again. The Saints not getting the call from their bench. They feel like they are owed a couple of them. And Natai. Oh, do we have FIBA, Geordie?
I'll tell you what, he has been a different player over the last month of the season. It took him a little bit of time to find his role in this offense, but his role now as of late has been the #1, and he has been carrying it well.
5 early points for Jordan Natai. Rejoined the Saints mid-season out of Austria. Rosetto gets the roll. Quick shot. Gives the flex on Mazinski as well. It's going to be a fun matchup.
Well, that was more finesse than flexing, but a lovely use of the left hand on the little shooting hook.
Nice broken up play by Mohave King. Here's Pero Hunt. King in rhythm. Rosetto down low, tied up. Another Saints foul.
That one's on Nick Marshall, got caught in the switch in transition. And I love that energy from Anzac Rosetto. Doesn't get the ball, but look at this box out. He's like, you're too little to box me out. This is my board. Goes up, grabs it. That's on the floor. He's not shooting, so it's 5 ball on the baseline.
Pero Hunt with it. Oh, nice play. Excellent execution.
Lovely vision there from Cruz Pero Hunt. Recognized it a bit late, but gets the ball there in time, and Murphy Gianni on the spot with the finish.
Number 1 offensive rated team in the Saints. Turned over again. Number 2 defensive rated team in the Saints. At the moment, they're in a fight with the fight. Bairstow, who are executing really nicely. Bairstow, they're just finishing really, really well. They get that cut, they get that seam, and they get the bump and they put it in.
Coming off that on ball, the help has been really passive, that dropping down. That's allowing those exploratory dribbles to keep going.
Harris. In contact. He'll head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe to shoot 2.
Offensively, the Phi looking very determined in running what they want to run. We haven't seen the Saints push them out of their preferred offense as of yet. Here we see Hiram Harris just take the one-on-one against Murphy. Dribbles into the strength of Rosetto, who's trying to get his arms straight up, but they're a little bit angled. Hence why the foul comes his way. And Hiram Harris heads off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Harris and Ngatai, 2 experienced campaigners in this league for the Tall Blacks as well.
About 4, 5 players have scored already. And surprisingly, got 2 turnovers apiece for these teams in the first 3 minutes. And they both average under 12, so they're both well ahead of that schedule early in this one.
Am I right in saying the Saints start 3 lefties? Jordan a lefty?
Jordan's a lefty.
So's Mazinski, so's Harris.
That's like a cheat code, really. Nobody knows what to do against 3 lefties.
Here's Ave King, good ball movement. And again, another step out. This time it's Sean Murphy stepping out and turnover for the Phi. Sean Bruce in the game, fresh off being married, and then this is his honeymoon apparently.
I'm sure his wife is extremely pleased to visit Wellington in the wintertime, but I have heard they're big fans of Wellington, and Sean's enjoyed his experience with the Saints so much, he decided to cut the honeymoon a little bit short.
Mazinski. Tough inside for Marshall, not Mazinski, but there's Moose. Getting loose, getting the offensive rebound and putting it in.
Well, excellent balance by Marshall on that initial attack, takes that fall. Look at that footwork to get it up, but then he doesn't give up on the play, comes back, gets caught. But when you're caught, always look for the guy with a 7'2" wingspan, because he's going to be able to catch the ball. Mazinski, right place, right time. He is as good a finisher from the dots and the dunker spot as we see in the competition. He always gets to the right position, makes himself available. Did so there and rewarded with a 3-point play opportunity.
Just 5 years at Belmont, none at VCU. VCU was Bairstow who went there. Rosetto sits down. And Mazinski, really good off either shoulder as Mazinski on the low block. Really nice rounded post game. I like Nick Marshall still going to the cup. He's not getting the calls, but the effort is there. That has not been undeterred by the lack of whistle he's getting on those drives. As Carter Hopaway, part of that JTB team that came 4th in the world last week. Xander Masters is here as well, also part of it. And Hopaway has to put it up. Now Marshall has it, 2-on-2. Hiram Harris is there with him. Marshall, oh, what a block by Carter Hopaway. Here comes Pero Hunt. And the bump and the foul.
Carter Hopaway, great inclusion for this Phi team. He changes what they can do in the vertical game because of moves just like that. Out of position does not matter when you're bouncy like that, young man. Get that shot out of here. And then back on the other way, we see the drive of Cruz Pero Hunt all the way to the cup. No hoop, but gets the harm and a chance to take the lead from the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Coach Aaron Young sees Rosetto sit, so he takes out Mazinski.
And that's good coaching. You don't want to use Mazinski against the other bigs. You want to save him for when Anzac Rosetto's in there, and I think vice versa. Because when you look at the rest of this lineup, this is a quick, twitchy lineup. Carter Hopaway now the de facto center, but he's a really mobile guy who's going to look to get to the cup off those fake handoffs.
Bazant in for Bairstow for the Phi. Jaden Bazant. Back up guard, and it'll be Liafa with Bruce in the backcourt. Playing in there. Pinstripe blue unis today. Here's Sam Gold off the bench. And into the game. Ngatai given air. Shoots it down, 8 points in the first quarter for Jordan Ngatai.
Not bad defense by Mojave King, but Jordan Ngatai is just locked in right now, being very aggressive early in this one, carrying the load offensively. And look at him locking down King in the area. He's just not going to give him a catch.
Here's Hopboy turning the corner, dropping it off, and turnover.
That defense is really interesting to me. They are just completely focused on Mojave King in that corner, denying him. Jordan Ngatai isn't in help whatsoever. He's face guarding him, not even looking at the ball. You can see how much import this Saints game plan is giving to slowing down Mojave King.
Looking for the handoff. Ngatai with the alpha. Hiram Harris pulls the trigger on the three. Another three for the Saints. Their feet. 3 for 3 from deep.
Harris and Ngatai getting it done from deep. And I love that shot from Hiram. No hesitation. He's not the best three-point shooter in the world, but a very effective one. And if he hits it early, he's going to feel hot.
Murphy misses all of that. Where will the offense come when it doesn't go through Mojave King for the fight? Liafa operating with Harris again, and Harris kicks it out. Liafa drives, goes hard off the glass. Harris again. Ngatai for 11 points. Nothing but net. Timeout, Matt Lacey and the Fire. The Saints on a run.
I love that extra pass by Bruce there. He had an open look, but that's the understanding of a veteran point guard. He knows Ngatai has the tight hand. Get it to him. Get this guy who's got the highest point game in recent history. I remember, I think it was 47 when he played for the Hawks a few years ago. Get him going. He is on that kind of pace today because of his efficiency from deep.
Off the board for them. Not great finishes. Don't bail them out.
O-board right there. Prior to that, we have an O-board before that. You had a good wall up on Marshall, then we give up another one. We got to contain the glass, number one, right? And then when we have that Southern, we're black 14, we give Ngatai a 3-ball, right? Okay? We got to stay consistent there. That's all that is. Hey, second thing here, second thing. We haven't had 114, okay? Anytime we have a live rebound, let's try to go 14. The difference is that if they're in their press attack or if they're in their press, tougher to go 14, right? So we get to no one's spacing once we're over. Otherwise, let's be a little bit more effective here. Don't settle on that 3. Keep attacking. We go wide on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Get your large cheese pizza, $25.99. That QR code, the online code sales playoffs 25. When they won here at TSB Arena, the Wellington Saints defending their home floor, they had 17 threes. They already are 4 for 4. And Taylor, what did you hear out of that timeout for the Saints?
Well, Aaron Young said he's really happy that the offense is flowing because they're not just settling for the first look that they're getting. They're moving the ball around. They're being patient. Equally, on defense, he said, let's protect that paint. I don't care if they're doing some long-range 2s or some 3s. We just need to protect that paint and continue to shut down Mojave, which they're doing really well.
Rosetto back in the game, blocked by the defensive player of the year. Bruce on the loose, gives it up to Marshall. Oh, what a trans D by Mojave King and Jaden Bazant.
Tremendous block there. But what you see on the backside of that is another turnover, the 5th of the game for the Tauranga Whai. This is the team that barely averages 11 and had one of the second best turnover rate in the league. That looked like a lot of arm. It wasn't a block. But a little bit of arm on that one too, but tremendous defense by Bazant and King to dissuade that attempt by Nick Marshall.
I think Rosetto just lost it on the way up. Anyway, we're back the other way. Sam Gold going against Hopboy. Oh, Sam Gold off the bench, giving them some punch inside.
And what a bonus when you can have one of your young players come out fearless and attack the basket. He's worked his way into playing time as this season has come along.
A buzzword in sport over the last few years has been connectedness. This is a connected Saints team. We've been here in the venue for about 2.5 hours, and they get here early. Of course, it's their home gym, but they look connected. We've watched them in warm-ups, and getting guys like Sam Gold involved early off the bench just creates headaches for everybody.
Oh, gee, when you get a team that gets along and is supportive of each other, it's exponential, the effect on the team. You can be a great team and not have that connectedness, but there's something special about it. When you get those 5 fingers on the hand to come together, it makes a fist. It makes them so much more powerful than the individual.
Do you prefer connectedness or learnings as a sports trope?
Learnings is definitely my least favorite.
Yeah.
That is the least favorite saying I can have in any aspect. we're going to do some learnings at the end of the NBL season as well.
Yeah, we got some 1%ers to work on and take some learnings from this game.
Connectedness makes sense to me, though.
It does,
You know, and this FI team, I think they're a very connected team as well. This is a team that lost 2 of their premier subs down the stretch when they needed wins, didn't have their head coach, but the unit came together. Beckthorne Bennett, and they did the job, got it done without that. And you have to be connected to do that as well. How can they get connectedness getting through this early quarter flurry from the Saints?
Zeto misses the second. It's a 21-12 lead for the Saints here as we head towards the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, semi-final number 2. Bruce knocks down that 3. Another 3 for the Saints. It's 5 for 5.
Oh my. 5 for 5. This Saints shooting is live here in the first quarter.
It's good to see the new husband has not let himself go. Bazant, high off the glass. Great offensive rebound by Rossetto.
Oh, he's got the mismatch, has to attack it.
Mazinski back in the game. Mo King, what a pass.
6
8
on the
to
shot
shoot.
clock, yeah.
Bazant, high arcing 3, and he knocks that down for their first triple.
You asked the question, who can lift when King's not firing? Well, Bazant is one of those guys. He's a big game player. He loves the big moment, and this is as big as it gets this season.
Here's Nartai. Bruce going for another one. Good closeout by Mo King, and you need to track back on Mojave King because he is a transition weapon. Bairstow. And a weak side 3. Another one, yes! Jaden Bazant knocking down a 3. And that silences the TSB Arena. And we've got a Saints timeout.
Jaden Bazant steps off the bench. Doesn't matter if he's a little bit cold because he's got to heat it up quick. He's been one of the original signings for this FI squad. Really embodies what they want to do around the community. And he stepped up on the court today, back-to-back triples to get into it.
Anzac's down here. It's got to be someone else that comes up and gets that rebound. All right, can't be the guy that's tied up with him. Offensively with this group, get back to our 45 away. 45 away, get our motion through that, play out things. And then if it's just a make, we're just in punch. Play through that punch action and play through there. Hey, solid defensively. Bazant's hit a couple. We can't be late on those switches. Jump up, take it, especially late clock, take away that airspace. He's hit 2. We're good. Hey, our pace is good. Not getting the calls at the rim. Don't let that deter us. Stay at the rim every time. Here we go.
Oh, let's go to Taylor Johnson, who was listening in on the FI timeout.
For Mojave King, he was the first one to speak, and he was saying, let's stay aggressive. We're far too easy to guard right now. Let's get some shoulders up. Just be a bit more aggressive. Matt Lacey, on the other hand, his words exactly, we're good, let's calm down, it's early in the game. Well, they did say as though they want to keep getting Bazant on the weak side, look for that shot, so always try and get a play that sets him up for a 3 ball.
Yeah, early in the game, 6 points the difference, and you've come under an avalanche of shooting of the Saints. You know that's going to come back to the median at some point.
Liafa.
Or maybe not.
This is the first one.
That's 5 for 7 now for the Saints. Missing their last 2 after smashing down those first 5.
Oh, tough finish. Pero Hunt.
Well, really trying to put Jordan Athai in jail there when he got him on his back. And does a nice job of creating that space.
Hiram Harris.
Look at that step.
Right into the chest of Carter Hopboy.
I mean, unbelievable balance and footwork to hold that step for that long to get that finish. And that's just a man's strength against a young fella.
Bairstow, the Aussie, one of 6 siblings. Older brother Cam played for the Bulls.
Huge box out there by Nick Marshall. By himself against Rossetto, but he got the job done.
Nartai with the up fake. Stepping back to the right, it's Mazinski on the offensive glass to get another 14. There's Liafa, hesitation. Oh, it's too strong. Got the clean look, though.
Great defense by Carter Hopboy, though, on the switch. Takes that body shot and still contests, makes it a tough shot.
There's Bairstow trying to drop it off for Hopboy.
He's got to shoot that shot. Nobody's expecting that to go for a pass. But instead, when you're a rebounder and you're coming off that, if you don't get it early, your focus becomes the offensive glass. You don't expect that to come your way. Bairstow drops it off late, turns into a turnover. That looks like a shot to me. But a nice job by Marshall on that switch of getting into the body of Carter Hopewell to take away that lob and vertical threat that he poses.
More of a physical presence with Murphy coming in for Hopewell. Mo King is back out there. They've done well offensively without Mo King in the game. Mojave King, 11th game for the Fire this season as Hiram Harris will head to the Chemist Warehouse to shoot 2. And Mojave King, 11th game rather, after playing in Puerto Rico at the conclusion of the Breakers season. And what we saw from his role with the Breakers and what we see now, his offensive execution and his decision-making has been really good. He's just an athlete that just has more eyeballs on him. Therefore, he's under a lot more scrutiny. He was drafted by the Lakers a couple of years ago in the 2nd round. He's got such a high ceiling, and he's got some absolute natural gifts he's been working on.
Well, he's an NBA-level athlete. There is absolutely no doubt about it. And good size on the wing as well. It's just obviously such a difficult place to crack. Only 400 or so NBA basketball players on the planet. But he is on that fringe when it comes to making that team. But with the skills he brings here scoring-wise, make him elite in the New Zealand NBL.
Hiram Harris missing both from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. There's around 5.5 second differential between the two clocks. And he's down to 10 on the shot clock. Not a lot going on at the moment. Hopewell comes up high, he's back in the game, and then almost turned over. And Pero Hunt with under 2 to go on the shot clock. And Nick Marshall with 4 crosses half court. He's going to pull up. He's going to bank it in, is he? No, he's not. And that'll do for the first quarter. It's 26-20. And then the Saints with an onslaught of threes. 5 of 9 shooting from deep. And they have a 6-point advantage at quarter time. And with Taylor Johnson is Anzac Rossetto.
Anzac, what did you make of that first quarter? Obviously, most of the Saints' points are coming from beyond the perimeter, so how are you going to shut them down?
Yeah, now Ty's getting hot. He's got 11 in the first, so that's way too much. But yeah, we're going to run them off the 3. We're going to get to work. We're good.
Also, a very hectic game, because you can see he just got dragged back into the huddle. We'll let them be, but it is the first quarter over and done with Fire trailing 26 points to 20 to the Saints.
It's just started by half cheese and half pepperoni and 4 garlic knots. It's a good price. Thanks to our good friends at South Pizza.
Welcome back to TSB Arena. The Saints have a 6-point lead, and Matt Lacey joins us. First and foremost, congratulations on the JTBs, Matt. What did you like in that first quarter from the Five?
I didn't like the way that we defended the three-point line. I mean, they're going to go, if they're going to go 5 of 9 each quarter, we're in trouble. So we're spoken about that in the break.
Well, if it makes you feel better, they made the first 5 and missed the next 4. But my question to you is, Mojave King only 2 shots early. When he doesn't get going early, where do the 5 go to look for their points? Or you just have, I think that Mo's going to come back into the game eventually.
Yeah, I think we're good there. I think he'll find his moments. We got to obviously play call for him a little bit better, but yeah, I think otherwise we're okay.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate your time. Rossetto down low. Tough finish. Strong. Nice look. Anzac Rossetto would be a problem if he starts to get going in the paint.
Those deep catches off the roll are really damaging the Saints defense. He's done a nice job of creating space and especially of finishing afterwards.
Liafa bailed out.
Isaiah Liafa has just been a little tentative in this one. Hasn't really started to look for a shot yet. Hasn't been able to create that space he needs to get that shot off at this point.
Good defense from Bazan as Bairstow pulls the trigger on the 3. Just a couple of times the Fire's offense has been a little stagnant. They do work the clock though. That is part of their pace. And that is tough defense. Leading to a foul. That's that matchup we highlighted, which is always good from a production point of view.
And I'm pretty sure that's going to be shooting. Yeah, these 2 shots. Nice job of Marshall to feel that contact and not give up on the play, but keeps his footwork and almost gets the circus shot. You see, he's feeling it. He's like, it's got a chance. And there's a nice job of attacking Mojave King, who picks up the foul there. And looks like foul number 1 on him. And for that 3-point shooting, it already has come well back after a fantastic early start. 5 for the first 9, now 6 for 10 after that make. But 60%, if they're anywhere near that at the end of the game, it's going to be very difficult for this 5 squad to keep pace.
We've got Nick Marshall, the most outstanding guard in the league, and the most outstanding New Zealand guard, Isaiah Liafa.
It's a decent backcourt.
Yeah, that works well. Got the Defensive Player of the Year as well. And then one of the finalists in Nick Brzezinski too for that.
And with Marshall and Isaiah Liafa, fantastic players and the best guards. And we see a beautiful feed there to Carter Holpoy in the corner.
Knocking that down. That's a pretty play from the 5.
But that said about this Saints team, for me, their best players are Hiram Harris and Jordan Natai, which tells you how deep and talented they are.
Here comes Marshall again. The pull-up, 14 and a half. And Holpoy with it, gives it up to Pero Hunt.
Holpoy's really doing a nice job of getting out of his cylinder for rebounds.
Bruce goes down, rather it's Marshall. And Brzezinski tied up Anzac Rossetto, tried to sell it, but it's going to be Saints ball. There comes Sean Bruce for Marshall.
A lot of arm fighting on the box outs, especially with Anzac Rossetto. We might have an angle of it here, but you see how that's all Anzac locked up, but that's a vet move by Brzezinski. You clamp it down and spin away. Looks like it's Rossetto grabbing you, but it's really you switching on him. But Rossetto started that. That's why he doesn't get that call, because he was the first one with the grab. And they're going to let some of that go because it is semifinal basketball.
Oh, we saw that yesterday. We saw a lot of physicality between the Sharks and the Rams. And it's continuing here in semi-final number 2. Brzezinski. Here's the right hand this time from the big man. Can shoot very well from either in the paint.
An unlikely miss. He's always in the right spot. Nice feed. Just didn't get the finish.
Zeno underneath, up and in.
He's being really aggressive. We wondered where the points were going to come from if it wasn't from Mojave King. Anzac Rossetto up to 8. Jaden Bazant had this quick 6 off the pond.
Hard show versus, now it's Harris. Look at that patience. And again, Hiram Harris back to the line where it's 2 of 4.
That footwork is crazy, man. That is such a difficult shot to take off. Look how he basically comes to a stop on that second step. 1, holds it, and keeps that balance. And you see Carter Holpoy saying that's a travel, and the refs are right. He hasn't left his foot. Unbelievable core strength, balance, and patience to get that shot off against Carter Holpoy, making it really difficult in that matchup against that athleticism the young fella has.
Carter Holpoy is going to have a great career. He's heading to Valparaiso. He is not quite there with the bone marrow at his age, as you say, Casey, but he could easily, with that length, turn into a player like Hiram Harris with that footwork, with that timing, with that feel for the paint.
Especially for bigs, you know, the bigs and point guards, they don't really develop until they're, 23, 24, 25. It takes them a bit of time to get that thickness, get that mental game as well. And Carter Hopewell to be this effective as a young player certainly bodes well for his future.
Again, double miss from Hiram Harris. It's 2 for 6 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Score stays 30-27.
Neither team shooting well from the stripe, 44 and 57% respectively.
Hopewell left alone. Hit one in the other corner, misses that one. Marshall crossing half court. Sees the double. Kick pass into the corner. Ngatai gets the bucket, the strength of Jordan Ngatai.
Strong is exactly what that was, right into the body of Mojave King, and it just did not affect the ability of Ngatai to get the finish, up to 13 now.
Gamble from Marshall, tries to recover, and he does! Got a hand to it, nicely saved by Pero Hunt.
He's got the lob! Oh,
Bizant crossing up on Sean Bruce. Fall away. As it expires! Jaden Bazant off the bench with some scoring punch.
It is pretty. It is so pretty. Jaden Bazant with a moon ball drops it through the twine.
He's got 8. That's his season average. Here in the first half of semi-final number 2. Ngatai misses that. TSB Arena a little bit quiet at the moment on a Sunday afternoon in the Harbour capital. Pero Hunt, tough drive. Timeout, Aaron Young.
Well, how about this 5 squad coming together, taking those early punches from the Saints, but just dragging their way back in. The efficiency's not great. The turnovers are too high, but they've found a way to work it. They've started shooting much better from inside the arc, hit a couple of triples, and started to limit their turnovers here in the second half.
We'll be back here in a week, or will it be a Southland 5 final numbers?
It's the other shit where we don't finish a play, and then Bazant hits a tough one. He's hit 3 tough shots because we're not finishing the play. That's 8 points. And then we combine that with just, it's been a while since we played. We're getting our feel, we're getting our rhythm. I like our actions. They're hurting us on the paint. We're second-guessing our reads. Treat it like a hedge. Fucking move it on and hit the corner and play. Don't fucking play with it, because then they're just going to recover. Move that thing on to this Messi and then play that advantage. Pass fakes. Yeah, we haven't shortened any passes either. Great, matchup slides.
And apologies for the language, but always thankful for the access.
Oh, it's a privilege to get our cameras and microphones in there. And Taylor Johnson, you can see in the back of shop there, writing notes. And she just waves us off and says, we haven't got anything at the moment. And it's a Saints timeout though, but yeah, I imagine Aaron Young was happy with the way that they are executing, controlling the pace of the game, methodical with the way they work the clock.
It's interesting. Now, the Saints have shot 6 for 10 from the three-point line, up at 60%, but inside the arc, they're just 5 for 15, down at 33%, and this is a team that's normally really efficient around the basket with Harris and Muzinski finishing, so that 5 defense making it difficult. Look at him mix it up here, coming back into a 1-1-3 zone.
Gold in the corner. The Alpha. Front of the iron. And then good hustle from Jordan Ngatai. That will be Saints ball as Besto went sliding out of bounds, trying to save it.
Isaiah Liafa, that's his 4th attempt, his 2nd from deep, and he still hasn't hit a shot. 2 assists in the ball game, but also 3 turnovers. And those are all 3 turnovers that the Saints have. He hasn't found his footing yet in this one.
Bruce, kick out, Gold in the corner. A little strong, Hiram Harris, what a rebound.
That's a man's board.
Liafa steps into it, thought about it, left it short again. And that is going to be 5 ball as Jaden Bazant went down. He's had a big say in this first half of the fight.
Yeah, he ran into Jordan Ngatai when he's trying to get that box out there. And he's like, that's a lot of contact. Can I get a little bit of a whistle? But that's just playoff basketball. Man's rebound at Hiram Harris. Look at that, out of his cylinder between 2-5 players. And he says, this one's mine. Doesn't come to any points, but it's that kind of activity that's certainly going to create good things as the game goes along, as Gold knocks the ball out of bounds on the initial entry pass by the 5.
I wonder if anyone had a Sharks 5 final in their preseason predictions. Did you, Taylor? Did you have a Sharks 5 finals prediction? No,
she's nodding yes.
No.
She's nodding yes, no.
No, Casey, did you have?
No, I'm sure somebody's going to let me know about my predictions in this game too. It's been a lot of content about that one lately with me.
We're just sorting out.
You know, when I looked at the preseason, there was sort of 6 teams I thought could be those last 2 teams that make the finals, and I had the Sharks and the Fi in there, depending on how they came together. But they both certainly have shown more self-belief in themselves than anybody else showed them, and that's why they're still playing.
Hiram Harris takes the seat. Mazinski in the game. Bazant with Marshall on him. Rosetto, handoff to Bazant. Down to 10. Mo King, contested. Sean Bruce.
Mazinski in the post, and Bruce wants it over the top, but good switch by Anzac Rosetto there.
Marshall into King. Oh, wow. Pretty play from Nick Marshall. What a matchup this has been.
Really like how Marshall's attacking the basket, not settling for jumpers. On the other end, we saw that step back by Mojave King. That's a win for the Saints from Mazinski's guard. And you see the difference when he attacks the basket as he does there. When he puts his head down and drives, he's a much more difficult prospect for the Saints to deal with.
Mo King will head to the line. I tell you what, TSB Arena has had the air sucked out of it in the second quarter. It is FIBA basketball. This is what they do. We've talked about it pre-game, we've talked about it all season, but at the moment, TSB Arena doesn't quite know what to make of the semi-final. It's a little bit tense in here. They're waiting for that scoring explosion that they had in the first quarter to come out. But the Fi ground them down at the end of the first quarter. They went on an 8-2 run. Here in the second quarter, past the midway point, Casey, Fi are really hanging around here, and it makes them a little nervous.
And this is exactly what they do. They make you play in the mud. They've held the Saints, who had 26 in the opening quarter, to 8 through the first 6 minutes. That's exactly the type of pace they want their opposition to play at.
Bruce, nice drop-off to Mazinski. Finishes over Rosetto.
A beautiful pocket pass by Sean Bruce. And good patience by Mazinski not to chuck it up before he was settled.
And we got a foul up high before the drive. That's on Sean Bruce, number 7.
Mazinski is able to get a piece of that one later. Quick blow for Harris and Nathai. They're checking back in the ball game now. Like the way Coach Aaron Young is moving the bodies in and out. We see Caslow Evans Jr. for the first time tonight as well.
And his hype guy, Rangi Maria Dougal, meets it, clapping and saying he's ready, as Evans Jr. ran on. This is rapid league guy. Great bench unit for the Saints. Rosetto. Good denial from Natai. Mojave King with 5, dropping it off. Great challenge from Marshall on Rosetto. Again on the floor. Marshall looking to drive. Good defense from King. In a spin cycle. Evans Jr. to Marshall. Hiram Harris for 3. All alone. Knocks it down. That's what the TSB Arena wanted. And that's what the Fi didn't want, and they called time.
I mean, a thing of beauty that possession was. The way that basketball moved around, multiple penetrations into the paint, forcing the defense to rotate. This is the last one, the extra pass at the end. Hiram Harris hits another triple, his second of the ball game. He's 2 for 6 from the stripe, but he's 2 for 2 from deep. And a nice response by the Saints. What do the Fi have to respond to it now?
Cruz, get JB here, Cruz. Hey, let's go Shuck and Nix. This time when we drag it and we come off, when you get Mo and he curls you, let's not go unless you have to pick the ball up. Let's try and go with a little bit more pace back to shore. So you're not popping a catch and go. Does that make sense? So we're paced into that turn out there, okay? Hey, good run on there. We live with Hiram, right? Okay? Anytime we're in live, let's go 14 again. Okay, anytime we're in live, right? We're in freeze right now. White on 3, 1, 2, 3. Regan, you gotta call that foul, man.
39-33. Matt Lacey straight out of the timeout into working the refs. I love it. That's coaching.
That's time management there, and I like the spot what he's talking about. Hiram Harris 2 for 2 today, yes, but he's a 28% three-point shooter on the year. And we'll live with that. We're going to go with that, and we're going to go right now to Taylor Johnson, who is listening in on the Saints. What do you have for us?
Yeah, really interesting. Aaron Young said Mojave does not want any piece of defense. He doesn't want to pick up those fouls because he doesn't want to give any away. He is their main guy. He hasn't been able to really get going as of yet, but they're conscious. They're going to keep driving at him, so watch out in the paint. They're going to try and draw fouls off him. That was the game plan from that one, but also they were really loving what they're doing right now.
Yeah, it's a nice response. He would be happy with that. And they're going to continue to target Mojave King because the second you sleep on him, that's when he's going to be able to explode.
Hopaway, 10 on the shot clock. Stepping into it, off the glass. That is the length of Carter Hopaway.
And the fact that they were able to win that semifinal with him tells you how good this team is, but they're exponentially better with him in the lineup and with what he brings.
Mazinski just saw Anzac Rosetto flashing hard. He's trying to sell that Rosetto got a piece.
Well, I'm pretty sure Rosetto got a piece of the arm, at least. We'll take another look at it. Nice little drop off. Mazinski goes up with it. Let's see if there's the ball there. Looks like a little bit. Didn't get the arm, did get the ball though.
Marshall, catch and shoot, knocking it down. Nick Marshall is dialed in this first half.
How about that screen there by Mazinski, getting Marshall open on that simple little curl action on the baseline out of bounds.
He's got 8. He's 3 of 9, but it's not great shooting percentage so far, but he is active to say the least. Rosetto knocking that in.
Zach Rosetto up to double figures along with 4 rebounds, displaying that soft shooting touch.
Oh, Hiram Harris, left hand! Gets Carter Hopaway in the nose as he stepped through with the Euro.
I think he fouled him with his face. He's lucky to get the end one, but fantastic footwork again by Harris. He is being so aggressive against Carter Hopaway's defense.
Kaz Evans Jr. all over Bairstow on that one. Hopaway just regathers it. Single digits on the shot clock. Coming on with 2 minutes to go in the half. Bairstow with an offensive foul on the 5.
That's an Anzac Rosetto illegal screen there. That's a tough pill to swallow as he takes up his second personal foul on the screen there. Take another look at it. Would have been a Bairstow bucket on the runner, and that's what he'd like to see to get down. Only 3 shots so far for Sean Bairstow.
Well, there are 8 lead changes in that first quarter. Saints have led all the way in the second quarter as the Whai commit their 4th team foul with 1:57 to go in the second quarter.
Well, excellent recognition there by Isaiah Leafa. Hasn't found the form yet, but that aggressive move to the basket against a defense that wasn't prepared for it, that's exactly what gets you going the right way. Second personal foul on Bairstow.
We've seen this from Leafa though. Third quarter, he's quiet in the first half. He takes over in the third. Almost turned it over though. And he turns the corner. And there's Caslow Evans Jr. for 3. Can't get the roll, but it's Mazinski on the offensive glass.
And that's going to drive Matt Lacey crazy. We played the right to defense, and the 7th offensive rebound from Nick Mazinski there, or 8 total for the team. 2 apiece. He's got 2 of them himself.
Lead up to 8. Mojave King. Marshall on him. Lost the handle. Jordan Nartai gets to it first. And we've got a jump ball possession arrow. It's going the way of the Whai.
Love the hustle, and you can see how that hustle inspires the crowd. They love it. Nice job by Marshall. Just gets a fingertip to it, and the first one to the floor. Jordan Nartai, leading scorer in the ball game with 13, but leading the squad in a hustle as well.
Now the energy is back in the building.
Doesn't take much, just escapes a couple of buckets. They don't like it when it's too close, though. They can get a little pensive.
Always a great time at TSB Arena. Bairstow. Mazinski covering the pass, 4 on the shot clock. Rosetto, smaller guard on him. And then a foul. 2 shots coming up as Isaiah Leafa picks up the foul. That's his second, and it's the 3rd team foul for the Saints.
What I liked about that play was the Phi thought they had a mismatch, and Isaiah Leafa disagreed.
It's not a mismatch.
He's like, oh, you're going to post up me? Go to the floor, big fella. A little bit of body contact there. 2nd personal foul on Isaiah Leafa is whistled, and Anzac Rosetto will head off to the Chemist Warehouse strike, where he is 2 for 4 so far today. The Phi 6 for 9 overall.
3rd team foul on the Saints. Minute 18 to go. Rosetto at the line. He's been really good in his first half at both ends as well. 10 points, 4 rebounds, and a block.
Rosetto taking his time, allowing the crowd to get into it, and he silences him down.
Give them the Giannis countdown.
That would be good fun. Well, this is lengthy.
This is what the Phi do, though. This is the second.
7 for 11 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe on the Phi now.
Marshall tried to drop it off. So Cutting Mazinski, and it will stay with the Saints. 14 on the shot clock.
Probably one that Marshall had on the reverse layup, but the Saints team right now is really looking to facilitate off that penetration, not looking to finish as aggressively.
Marshall. Mazinski with the right hand misses that. Oh boy, looking for Mojave King. Besto. Pero Hunt. Really good denial on Mojave King on that play there. We'll stay with the Phi.
Oh, I thought that might have been off a white jersey there, but it does go. A nice rotation out of that. They tried to punish the Hiram Harris switch, but they do get a second chance at it.
Murphy catches. Pero Hunt with Isaiah Leafa on him. Blocked by Mazinski. 2.5 a game he averages.
Oh, they're going to slow this one down a little bit. Phi are going to still have the ability to finish. There's about a 7-second discrepancy. Of course, they also have their BNZ player timeout.
Hiram Harris. Oh, that's pretty between him and Leafa. And Carter Hopway calls their BNZ player timeout. 30-second timeout, no coach interaction, no subs on the stop, and they'll advance it to half court.
How about Jordan Atai and Hiram Harris in this first half? They've got 27 points combined of the 47 of the Saints, and they are 10 for 13 from the field and 5 for 6 from beyond the arc. Got 6 rebounds in there as well.
The experienced campaigners of Hiram Harris and Jordan Atai. That's 11 seasons of Sal's NBL. Debuted 13 years ago to Jordan Atai, that man on your screen. And it's his 5th stint with the Saints. He's from Porirua. Some call him the Prince of Porirua.
Not his favorite nickname.
No, he doesn't like it. He doesn't, but some people call him that.
But some people do. There's no doubt about it.
4 to shoot in the half. Harvey King's 3's off. And
Huge
now the
timeout.
Saints call the BNZ player timeout.
Just a heads-up play. There's 0.9 on the clock in the venue. I think they're going to add about another half second there. Should be about 1.5. We'll see what they finish at, but that's a heads-up play. You have to know in the air that that's coming to. The second you get possession, you're allowed to call that BNZ player out, player
Casey,
timeout.
you called it 1.5.
Oh, right on.
They're going to put 1.5 on. Mikey Graham said 1.5. Referee.
That's you just got to know. You got to feel the half-second time in there. 0.6. What a response from the Saints in the latter half of this quarter. It looked like it was going to be a 1-2 point game coming in. A great finish. And now we know the Saints can run off some plays at the end of timeouts here.
Hiram Harris tried to find Nick Marshall off the glass. Oh, what a play! Just like they drew it up in their player timeout. Off the glass, and Hiram Harris is just looking at him like, yeah, man, that's what we do.
Look at that finish. Stays with it. Nick Marshall loves it. He's feeling good about it. The Saints are feeling good, up 11 after that one, and now we've got Taylor Johnson with Jordan Atai.
Thanks, Casey. Jordan, look, you've been there, done that when it comes to playoff basketball. What do you guys need to do to keep this fire at bay? Because you go on scoring runs and they keep coming right back at you.
I think for us, it's defensively, like, we look good when we get stops and run. They're a very talented offensive team. Like, they got a lot of scorers, so we just got to lock down defensively.
It's your biggest lead now of the evening. Offensively, what's starting to click?
I think just flowing. We're just letting the ball do the work, and guys are hitting open shots. They're being aggressive. That's what we've been working on this whole week. Is doesn't matter 1 to 12. You're being aggressive. Make them play.
All the best for the second half.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. Now I've got Jaden Bazette here. Look, the reason why I picked you was because you've had decent minutes on court, but you also had time off court to analyse what's happening in the game. So for you, what have you identified that the Fire need to change?
Our first adjustment was guarding the three-point line. We let them get a couple of threes off in the first quarter. And now our next adjustment is warming up without fouling and just keep being aggressive on offense.
You're the second highest scorer in the game for your team as well. So when you're on the court offensively, what are you looking for?
I'm just playing my game, you know, just being aggressive. My role in this team is to score the ball and get paint touches, so I'm just doing that.
What's one key thing you need to do to get ahead of the Saints?
I think we just got to pick up our intensity. 20 more minutes potentially of our season, so we just got to leave it all out there.
Thanks, Jaden. All the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jaden Bazant, 8 points, 3 or 4 from the floor. The Saints with an 11-point halftime lead off some theatrics between Hiram Harris and Nick Marshall to close out the half. We'll have a look at the stats at halftime coming up after the break.
Welcome there. Strongly, and boy. Brady, into another one, he's got 3. Can he make another? Brady, keep it going. Is that 4? And Brady. Round of applause for Brady and Bernie for Brady. My man. Give it up for Bernie and Brady. Brady breaking guard to sing the ball for 2026. Hey Bernie, you get that basketball, my friend. All right, let's welcome back to the court the South Angels.
One half of basketball left in semi-final number 2, and the Saints have a 11-point lead, 49-38. They got loose towards the end of the second quarter, and they lead the Tauranga Whai in just their second season in the South NBL, and they are on their Hillary step right now, looking to head to their final. Potentially one half of basketball to go to decide it. Welcome back to TSB Arena, and Casey Frank. It has been the bench scoring of Hopoi and Jaden Bazant that has kept the Whai in this game.
Yeah, certainly early stretch of defense, but if it was not for the shot making of those two, in this particular, Jaden Bazant coming off the bench and in a couple of three-pointers early, and then playing some fantastic defense, giving this offense just enough to keep within touch distance. He is always built for the big moments. He knows how to hit a game winner, but right now he's hitting those tough shots that have just kept the Whai close enough to give themselves a chance in the second half.
We got FIBA Jordan Natai in that first quarter. He got loose as well. FIBA Jordy is when he plays for the Tall Blacks, and he does great things. They run plays from early, and they gets the shots to go in consistently.
And for me, Jordan Natai's activity is all about his aggressiveness. He came out in this game and right off the bat started hitting triples. His first touches were from deep, and he was letting it fly. The shot fake, the attack. You love that aggressiveness on the rim, but it was created by the touch that he showed from deep. You see that the hustle on the ground. The first guy down there, 3 for 4 from behind the arc, 11 points basically to start the game. The defense kept going down, even though the offense slowed down, and his impact on both sides of the court was palpable. You look at those stats there, the bench points pretty impressive from the Whai with Jaden Bazant. The free throws a little bit concerning, but the one that we're not seeing is the turnovers. The Saints, only 3 turnovers in the half. The Whai creeping up because of a little bit of looseness with the basketball.
8 offensive rebounds for the Saints at halftime as well. A concern for Matt Lacey and the Tauranga Whai at halftime. Also a concern, just 4 points for Mojave King. 1 of 4 from the floor. The Saints are doing a really good job denying him the ball in the offense.
Yeah, just the 4 points, and it's a lack of touches. And I think instead of trying to force the ball to him, they need to find him on some back doors and some second side action. These catches when he's getting it way up at half court are making it really difficult for the Whai's MVP of game 1 to get it going. But if you've got an idea of who the fan MVP is this season, use that QR code and vote now. 1 vote a day all the way up into the grand final. Right now, Miles Gibson is winning, but you've got your say. Get those votes in early and often.
One half of basketball remains for these two teams in their season, or will they advance to the final? Are we heading to Invercargill, or are we coming back a week later to TSB Arena? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back to TSB Arena. 49-38, the Saints with a lead. And Aaron Young looking to go to his 4th consecutive grand final game. 3 previously with the Auckland Tuatara. Went home empty-handed all 3 times. He's looking to go another step with the Saints team. Jordan Nato had a big half, and Hiram Harris was there as well, and he got it done with his footwork in the paint.
He's just extremely aggressive. When he thinks he's got the advantage, he's going to press it. He's chasing after the basketball. He's playing defense at a high level, as you would expect from the MVP, but it was that shooting from deep which really got this Wellington Saints offense flowing. If he can continue this level of aggressiveness, the Saints are going to be in great shape here in the second half.
Hiram Harris, he went close to the All-Star 5 as well. Didn't make the cut. Jeremy Combs from the Nelson Giants got in there in the 4th spot, but he has been excellent again in the Sales NBL. Defensive Player of the Year. And he has been superb through one half of basketball. And see what a halftime break has done for these 2 teams. We're about to get underway. One half of basketball remains in one of these teams' season. Will this be a definitive one for the Wellington Saints chasing title number 13? Or will the Whai, in just their 2nd season, head to their 1st grand final? Saints with the ball. Liafa. Marshall. Hiram Harris aggressive early. Good defense from the Whai. Natai, the Prince of put it on, knocks down another 3.
Well, we've seen this one. The replay of the first half starts out the same way. First touch, nothing but net.
Besto, the runner, gets his own rebound. Hiram Harris clicks his rebound.
I like those shots from Besto. I'd like to see him get a little bit more aggressive and press it.
Oh, Marshall with the move.
Fantastic footwork. Just gets Murphy all twisted up. Beautiful little jump step side to side to create the opportunity for the finish on the break. Marshall with 12.
I'll tell you who liked that. Tall Blacks legend Chris Tupu loved that move. Assistant coach of the Saints.
It's because he's just jealous of how good his hip moves.
Pero Hunt to Sean Murphy. Left hand. Here come the Saints. This is what they do. They score in bunches.
The Fire being a little tentative offensively now. Somebody needs to get a little bit more aggressive instead of getting these shots when the shot clock's running down.
The Alpha quiet in the first half. Hiram Harris, he's taking the 3. Rosetto helps him up. Too aggressive on that closeout. 3 foul shots coming from the Chemist Warehouse line.
And that's going to drive Coach Matt Lacey crazy. You heard him, we're okay if Harris shoots open shots and that closeout. Anzac Rosetto's just trying to play that good D, but Hiram Harris, as good as he shot in the first half, is not a player you want to close out with at that. That's the 3rd personal foul on Anzac Rosetto, leading to 3 Hiram Harris free throws, but that's not one of them. That one doesn't count. There was a sub coming in at that point.
To be fair, it's only chink in the armor at the moment for Hiram Harris as his foul shooting. 2 of 6 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. He's got 3 on the way here on this visit.
5 rebounds, 3 assists, 14 points, and he hasn't missed a shot from the field yet.
Well, Hiram Harris averages 14 points a game, 10.5 rebounds. And that's quite the first half of basketball he put together.
But he is certainly a player that, if he wanted to score more points, if he was that way inclined, he would be able to find a much higher average. But it's the Saints teams, there's a lot of mouths to feed, and he's making sure everybody doesn't go home hungry.
Recently turned 29, did Hiram Harris.
Young fella. Still in the 20s.
He's been around for a long time.
He was he's been around long enough that he was a teammate of mine once back in the day, back with the Waitakere Rangers.
Between 2010 and 2019, Casey, it either went through Southland or Wellington, the Sales NBL, except for the Pirates in 2012 as we got a foul on Natai as Mojave King looks to go to the cup.
Look at King really find that on the stretch through. When he comes back to finish at the rim, if he finishes to the left, there's not going to be a foul, but he brings that body back across Jordan Natai, who picks up his 2nd personal foul on that one. And this is exactly what Mojave King needs. A trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe, get a couple of free throws, get your eye in, just feel that going through the twine again so you can start pushing yourself offensively to a higher level.
Mojave King just 1 for 4 in that first half. This is the 2nd. Up ahead to Marshall. I try to get back. Great does.
Nice job by Mojave King to shoot that shot and be the one back in transition.
Drop off to Harris. And Hopway, those long arms.
And he's been so effective today. Every time he's been on the court, he's done good things, the young fella.
Mojave King. Good ball movement. Swing, swing, swing. And Besso misses the three. Hiram Harris to Isaiah Liafa. Look at the Saints get out and run. Timeout 5.
And that lack of transition defense is a killer. 2 Saints leak out that way. And nobody back from the 5 makes it for an easy transition opportunity on the rebound. Kicking it ahead, Hiram Harris sets up Isaiah Liafa for his first bucket of the day.
Set 14, okay? Sean Murphy, you inbound. Besto get it. We go back here, up the line for you, Mo. Carter, you got to do your work early to get open, right here, okay? We play off that. If they switch it, we can keep it, okay? If not, flow into the zoom, we're coming back out, okay? Hey, we got to do the detail. Shot goes up, we jam. They're trying to play with pace, push this thing out. Shot goes, we jam, we neutralize them. Yeah, okay? And we go through the motions and play through the Hey, we get 114, then we need to get a kill. We need to get a kill. Okay, here we go. 5, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hey. Hey.
All right, let's go to Taylor Johnson, who had to air into the Saints. Timeout, Taylor. What'd you hear?
Well, that has to be the most positive Saints timeout we've had all day. And I'll tell you what, they're actually dapping each other up before they sat down. That's the whole level of confidence they have. But the big thing that came from Aaron Young was on defense, let's not overcommit. Let's close out. Let's not overcommit when they're going for the long shots because they're guaranteeing they're going to miss it. And look, it's all starting to come apart already again for the Fire. That's what they're banking on.
That's the first turnover of the second half for the 5. They're second since the opening quarter. Now they've got 8.
Just a reminder, the Virolex range is available at Chemist Warehouse. Taylor Johnson powering through her work here in the 04 this weekend. Not sounding 100%, but given all the commitment in the broadcast as Hopway gets loose underneath. Appreciate it.
Cruz Perro Hunt creates that opportunity and a turnover there that turns a not a turnover for the Saints.
Nartai. Operating with Mazinski.
Well, let's see if he takes take his time here.
Oh, great hands. Sean Murphy.
I mean, he's a stout defender. You can see the size difference there. He's given up about 5 inches, but he just says, I've got the quick hands and knocks it out. Great no call. He got that ball first before he got any arm. That's why it's not a foul. Sean Murphy stands tall against the taller man.
4 seconds on the shot clock for the Saints. Marshall needs to get it up. Uses it all. Off the glass and in.
I mean, the patience of this Saints team offensively as we see a delay of game warning against the Saints has been impressive. They have never been rushed. And if you're ever going to be rushed, it's with the ball in hand when you don't realize there's only 3 seconds on the shot clock until you look up. But he still uses every inch of his patience to get to the cup on that left-handed finish.
Here's Perro Hunt. Tough finish and one on Mazinski.
Well, right into the body. And that's how you have to attack shot blockers. You can't let them have that space to get elevation and contest. You have to get right into the chest, and look at him. He goes right into that body. The arm comes across. Good call. Foul called. Cruz Perro Hunt heads off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe after giving Mazinski his first foul of the game. Cruz Perro Hunt looking for point number 9.
"17 Saints lead, make it 16 on that make." Fly needs stops, just score in bunches. Can't get it all in 1 quarter of basketball. Still plenty of time. You need to stop the likes of Marshall. And what do we've got to travel, and it is. That's the stop you need. That'll start it. Here's Sean Bruce into Mazinski. And take a seat.
It's a 16-point deficit right now, but it doesn't feel like that when you're watching the game. The level of play is high. But this little run to start this second half and finish the second quarter and start the second half has been really impressive by the Saints. When you close quarters and open quarters well, that's how you dominate games and get those wins.
That Rossetto third foul on that closeout on the Harris three sends him to the bench. That's really upset what they can do with their inside-outside game.
And it also gives Mazinski a chance to sit when you've only got Carter Hopeway in here as the big for the 5.
The teenager on the vet, down low. And we've got a foul called on Jordan Natai, I believe.
Cruz Hunt showing some nice aggressiveness here in the middle stages of the third quarter, attacking the rim well, going towards the body of these defenders. And he looks like a guy, him and Bazan, I think, really need to get aggressive offensively in the next couple of minutes.
Correction, it was on Nick Marshall. Third team foul for the Saints in this quarter. 5:57 to go. Pero Hunt, Cruz into the lane and on the glass and in.
Yeah, Cruz Hunt, these last 4 or 5 possessions, he's put a lot more on his shoulders, not settling for jump shots, attacking the rim and carrying the offensive load right now for the 5 as they attempt this comeback.
Liafa lost the handle, gets it back. Bruce sees the lane, bumped, took the contact, and will head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe to shoot 2.
Well, Bazan in pretty good defensive position in between Bruce and the basket there. We'll take another angle to see where he's at, and he doesn't ever really get in front of him. He's on the side, but doesn't get in front, and that's why that contact is deemed illegal. That's going to send Sean Bruce to the Chemist Warehouse stripe as Jaden Bazan picks up his first personal foul.
And if there's any ring rust on the Saints team after 12 days sitting, waiting for the playoffs, it hasn't really come to anything.
No, they've come out extremely aggressively. I think that was the major fear of anyone who was supporting the Saints was, well, how are they going to come out from this? You know, that's such a long break. The 5 battle-tested, having played already in a playoff game. But the Saints have found their top gear early in the game, and they've kept the foot on the pedal since then.
In that loss here, Casey, by the 5 to the Saints at TSB Arena in the regular season, they had 23 assists on 24 field goals.
That's the kind of unselfishness and team camaraderie that really hurt. It was difficult to play against as Bazant misses that layup.
A lot of length in there with Gold and Mazinski in the paint. Sean Bruce, the 34-year-old, about to head into his 7th season with the Sydney Kings. Look away from Liafa's picked off. Pero Hunt, right-hand floater. Rattles down.
KPH up to 13 points. And he's dominating here in the middle of the third quarter. Get the ball in his hands.
Sam Gold looking for a second 3, can't get the roll.
5 picked up the pace as well. They're not walking it as we saw in the first half.
Nice play. And just the finish wasn't there for Pero Hunt. No Mojave King in the game as well.
But the movement's been better. We've seen the 5 being a little bit better with that ball, getting around, the activity going from side to side.
King heads to the scorer's table to check back into Sean Bruce. Comes back into the fold for the Saints after a break for his wedding. Pitched right up where he left off, Sean Bruce. He averaged 17 a game in his 8 games for the Saints this season. Oh, what a bounce pass. Too low for Liafa.
Yeah, unfortunately, Natai misplayed that one. Came right at the feet by Isaiah Liafa. We're going to have a few subs here for the Saints now as they rotate players. Nice look ahead. Right thought, but just a little bit too far ahead.
Natai and Jordan sit. Out there for the 5. Bairstow, Murphy, Mojave King, and Bazant, along with Hopwood. Harris, Gold, Marshall, Mazinski, and Bruce for the Saints. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Saints with a 16-point lead. Southland await them in the final. Can the fight get there to Invercargill, or will they come here to play the Saints next Sunday?
I'm a little surprised that none of the players on the Fire are talking about this possibly being a basket interference, as that one's up on the rim. Watch this rim get rocked by the backboard touch as Mazinski misses the block. You get that net grab right there. That is enough to count the basket.
Talking about it, still. No, they're going to have 2 shots.
Yeah, 2 free throws. So Good aggressive play by Mojave King off the bench and right back into attack mode.
They're going to need more out of Mojave King. He knows it. Coach Aaron Young doesn't need him to take over the offense and just go away from what they want to do, but at some point you're going to be in a hole here, and they are. It's a 15-point hole with one foul shot to come from the Chemist Warehouse.
Well, for the Phi, I think it's just about finding a higher level of pace. They normally control it so well, but when you're down 14 at this point in the game, you're just going to have to take up that work rate a bit.
They got the thoroughbreds to do it. That is for sure out there. Rosetto sitting with those 3 fouls picked up early in this quarter. His third one on a closeout on Hiram Harris. He gives it back to Nick Marshall, the Aussie. Too strong. And then we've got a foul.
No, I think that the ball went off the shot clock.
Oh, it did. Yeah, you're right, Casey. Hard off the heel of the iron. Hit the shot clock. And here is Anzac Rosetto with 3:28 to go on the third. The Phi score here. Saints want to talk about it.
Yeah, this is a great time for the Phi. Rosetto in as well. If I'm the Saints, I'm attacking him at every opportunity.
Tough on Pero Hunt over Mazinski.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more ball movement. You've got that matchup, but Mazinski very adept at mismatches against guards.
Bruce.
Stop it.
Oh, wow. Sean Bruce, 34 years of age.
That was a horse shot. That's off the wrong foot. The one-hander. It makes it look easy.
Pero Hunt. Hopway up high, drives to Mazinski. Quick move from Carter Hopway.
Well, he's so good at that. That little handoff action. He can change speed so quickly, but look at that shot. Sean Bruce finds his footing and nails the runner, and then on the other end, Carter Hopeway with the rim attack gets the hack. And that's the 3rd foul on Nick Mazinski.
Spoke with Sean Bruce before the game, and Sean Bruce did mention the fact that he really doesn't enjoy the Ken Ebekwe highlights that pops up in his timeline from his time at the Cairns Taipans when Ebekwe hit that shot.
Yeah, Lizzie Tate tells me about that one a lot as well.
Yeah, we're not fans of it.
It's not always ideal to have one of your worst basketball memories replayed over and over and over again.
Steamy Sunday afternoon, March 2015. Breakers won their 4th title in 5 years. Sean Bruce, part of the Taipans. Bruce misses that. Under 2.5 to go. Critical moment here for the Phi. They can get a couple of stops and some buckets. Close this Saints lead down to under 10. King. That will help. 6 of 3. And again, TSB Arena doesn't know what to do with itself at the moment.
Yeah, the DJ's turned off the music and the fans haven't made up the difference. Oh, that's offensive foul. Mojave King gets pushed from Bruce, and we're going the other direction.
We've got a timeout now for the Saints. Let's just plug the aux cord back in and get the energy back in the building if you're a Saints fan.
That is, it is silent again. They go through these little personal patches, and Mo King and the Phi are finding some range from deep. That big hit there. The Wellington Saints find it in on the inside-outside action. That was the foul on the left side of your screen there where Bruce came in. And 12 points the difference now. You're looking at the stats. The Phi haven't found that efficiency from deep. They're just 29%, but they've made up with that with 18 trips to the Chemist Warehouse stripe, where they've made 12 of those. The big things that they need to just corral a bit are their turnovers. They had 6 in the first quarter, only 3 since then. And the offensive rebounds of the Wellington Saints, they picked up 9 offensive rebounds on their 25 misses.
Just 1 offensive rebound, though, Casey, in this quarter for the Saints. So the Phi have done a good job of keeping them off the glass.
You haven't done a good job of ordering lunch yet, but you could do so with a large cheese pizza, $25.99, online code SALS Playoffs.
You are
25.
the prince of segues.
That's not quite as alliterative, but we'll send it to Taylor Johnson, who's got some good stuff from the bench of the 5.
Yeah, Matt Lacey was speaking another language because they were cooking up all their different plays, talking about each one that they're going to run. But the biggest key takeaway there was they want to get the ball to the weak side. They were saying, make sure we pick and pop and then look for Mojave King. He's going to be on that weak side looking for the shot. They feel that he's hot now. They want to get him ball in hand. But equally, they're still pretty calm. I know that the game is starting to slip away, but they're still right in this, and they were not stressed whatsoever.
Hopaway, this is that 3.
Big rebound, Marshall. And I like the idea of getting to the second side, force that movement, and force those defenders to rotate a bit before attacking.
Oh, left it behind it, Liafa. Here's Mo King getting Marshall. He defended that really well on his heels.
Marshall moving so well. Mojave King pretty lucky he didn't actually pick that ball up when he tried to.
That's a really good point. Nick Marshall is moving really well in this game. Has done most of the season. Bairstow. And here's Marshall grabbing the rebound.
Very rarely do you see a shooter use that up fake and then shoot it in the same spot without resetting and have that be successful. A little bit more aggressive mindset, I think, is needed from Bairstow in the scoring front.
Liafa. This is that. And again, it's like a high school gym at the moment. It is quiet at TSB Arena. They were pumped up at halftime as Hopaway. Rosetto down low. In amongst 3 Saints players.
Big offensive rebound, the 6th of the game for the Tauranga Whai. And Zach Rosetto's got 3 of them. And he's just planting himself down low amongst 3 blue jerseys. He's too big, he comes through. Nice hand by Hiram Harris to knock it out of bounds. No foul called. 5 ball on the baseline. That's Zach Rosetto playing with 3 fouls as well. He's doing a nice job of threading that needle between physicality and keeping himself out of foul trouble.
Here's a critical 51 seconds in a game for the fight. They can take it to under double digits here. On a couple of possessions at least. It's Pero Hunt with 11 on the shot clock, matching up on Isaiah Liafa. The strength of Liafa broke that play up. He looked back at him as well. Here's Liafa the other way. Marshall, Ngatai, chased off the 3-point line. Great coverage from Mojave King.
Good defense, I think a little aggressive on the 3-point shot. Probably want to attack the rim there.
3 for Mojave King, and there it is, it's under 10.
Right back where they need to be, striking distance, last possession of the quarter.
And what do we got? We got a wet spot, perhaps?
Yeah,
on the Chemist Warehouse decal.
When you get a little bit of moisture on those, they become very slippery. And we take another look at Cruz Pero Hunt, whose aggressiveness through the latter half of the 3rd quarter has really reshaped this game. Offensively, he's picked up 13 points, but that was his 6th assist, dropping it off to Mojave King, who, you remember when he had 4 points at halftime?
Yeah.
He's up to 13 now.
Ah, there you go. It's 9-point quarter. That'll do it. Mojave King. He's 2 for 4 in this quarter.
5 for 7 from the free throw line, though, leading most attempts in the game.
Jet Thompson, he loves his defense, and he's on Liafa, who got loose. Bruce for 3. Knocking that down. Sean Bruce giving them a much-needed relief 3. And that'll do us for the 3rd quarter. That's almost banked in, but that won't count. And what a quarter it was from the 5, but the Saints take it back to a double-digit lead. They lead 69-57. 12 is the difference here. And Nick Marshall is going to be with Taylor Johnson. Taylor.
Nick, what do you guys need to do to keep the fight out of this game? You've got 1 more quarter left, which could be the last quarter of the season.
Man, we just need to keep getting stops. We struggle to score, but if we get stops, it makes it easier to get out in transition.
And what do you need to do offensively?
Just keep moving the ball, get in the paint, kick out.
All the best. Well, it's the Saints in the lead at 69 points to 57. The Whai have 10 more minutes to try and make the Sal's NBL final.
all season long. This our man of the game is Magilla. One more quarter in the Styles semi-final. Where's those five fans? Thanks to boys. Well on, team. We see you. Where's my strength fans? Thanks to boys. Fine, one more time, louder. Five fans, where are you? Thanks, fans. Can you bring that back some noise? For the Wellington break. One more quarter. Next week's final. Who's going to take all the shots? I know we're
Just when they're out, they pull you back in. The Tauranga Whai fought back in that third quarter. Coach Aaron Young of the Wellington Saints has 1 quarter left of basketball in the season, or does he have another game? Coach Aaron, tell me, what do you like about that third quarter fight back at the end by your team?
Yeah, we just all about closing these quarters. We got to do it. We did a good job in the second quarter. We just got to do it again for one more.
Well, when you look at the offensive end, there's been an ebb and flow between the efficiency you've seen today. What is the key towards the Saints closing this one out with some high efficient plays in the fourth?
Making the simple play, moving it on. We're gonna fall in love with the end action. We can get that next one and let the ball do the work.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck. Appreciate it. Hiram Harris, right hand finish is good.
Hiram Harris with a floater, and the Saints fans love it. Hiram Harris now up to 18 points, still hasn't missed a shot today. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks.
Chris Hunt adamant he got fouled. And Isaiah Leofa clapping animatedly in Hunt's face.
There we go, baby. Let's have some competition. I think Leofa got the ball first. That's why you're getting away with the arm action afterwards. And Leofa's right back into this matchup.
Bazant.
Oh, that's a nice play, though.
There's a shot clock winding down. 14 is the lead. 71-57. Looking for options is Mazinski. Finds the handoff. Mojave King switching. And then Rossetto doing well with those 3 fouls.
Great D. Great D by both Mojave King and Anzac Rossetto to play physically there.
Oh, that's a charge. All day, every day, no matter what gym you're in. Isaiah Leofa loves to step up and take charges in transition.
He's a lone man at the back end of that defense. He's got a guard Bazant in the corner for the 3, and as well Murphy there, and he makes the right decision, sets himself, but crucially gives Murphy enough space to land and go, because if he doesn't give him that space, that's a block. Just fantastic heads-up play. Leofa not having the best day offensively, but affecting the game in other ways, playing great defense and assisting the basketball. He's got 6 of those.
He's got 5 turnovers as well, Isaiah Leofa, but always steps up for his defensive responsibilities. Loves being a defensive guard. Hiram Harris will show and go, and it drops. Oh, Hiram Harris has just been an absolute menace in the paint, and he has done it again on this play here.
Look how he switches angles early. Look at that pocket pass, the shot fake, the N1, the kiss off the glass. Hiram Harris goes to the teammate. They are pumped up. 7 for 7, 8 minutes left, a 16-point lead. All they have to do is close it out. And I think they maybe need to see a little bit of chatter when Hiram Harris is shooting. It gets a mausoleum quiet in here when he's shooting those free throws.
Yeah, Hiram Harris, he's 4 for 10. Mo King.
Oh, Jordan Atai down hard. I think that screen got him in the hip.
And he's smarting right now.
Hopefully that's just a bruise.
Yeah, he's very sore.
We'll take a look at it here. Look at Anzac Rossetto hit him there. Oh, it's off the little bailout of Bazant. Just coming out of that corner, that hip-to-hip contact, most likely it's going to be just a bit of a bruising in that area.
Jordan Nartite.
A lot of length on the court for the Phi right now. They've got Hopeboy, Anzac Rosetto, Bairstow, all above that 6'8" line, and then you've got Mojave King at the swing spot. This is a lot of length to get in passing lanes and be active defensively.
Oh, what a bounce pass to Mazinski! Smashes it down, timeout, Tauranga Whai.
Stretching the lead up to 18 points and sending the Phi to a timeout to try and find some answers, because the execution out of the on-ball these last 5 or 6 plays has been fantastic. They're switching that screening angle late on purpose. The help isn't there because it's that corner is cleared out. Beautiful pass, strong finish. Latai, not feeling good. He certainly does not like that bruise on the hip. He is animated in his upsetness right now. And you can see the pain on his face.
75-57, Jordan Nartite. Sitting down, getting some attention from the training staff. And Nartite with his 16 points. He is feeling all of that. He's trying to breathe through it. And it'll be interesting to see if we see him play any more part in this game with 7:46 to go. They have a week to prepare if they come out of this game with the win. The Phi in just their second season looking to go to their first Sal's NBL final.
Moles, you had a stat about the last time the Saints beat the Phi in this building about the number of assists on the number of field goals. Well, they're doing it again. 21 assists on 29 makes today. It's a ridiculous level of efficiency in creating for your teammates.
Oh, that was a Phi. That was the Phi.
Well, they're doing it the opposite way this time around,
yeah.
Moles.
The Phi had 23 assists on 24 makes. It was crazy. It's Rosetto.
Too bad there.
Couldn't get the smash. And Liafa, again, struggling offensively. They've done a really good job on him, but he's doing all sorts of other things on the floor, especially with sharing the ball on those on-balls with Harris and Mazinski. And now the Phi, they need to string stops and buckets together. Rosetto.
Man, how about Nick Mazinski in those switches? He is so good at creating space and making it hard for guards to go around him. Cruz Pero Hunt couldn't figure it out. It ends up in a contested 3 for the Phi.
75-57. Liafa's roll is not good. But it's going to be Saints ball as the Phi just couldn't get the ball under control.
That's why I love Hiram Harris, is we've got Taylor Johnson who's got a little something for us from the bench.
Yeah, I went over and spoke to the Saints physio, Levan Santos. Grew up with him, so I'm allowed to go and ask him questions about Jordan Nartite. And he said, look, it's not that serious. It was just a little hip check. It's just bruised for now, but they'll probably try to keep him off for the rest of the game. But if the Phi keep coming back, they might have to put him back on, but for now, they'll probably leave him off.
I love it when a physio tells us somebody's injury isn't that serious. Yeah, he should be sweet. Rub some dirt on it. He'll be fine. Beautiful left hand by Mazinski there.
He's got some ice in his waistband. That's a bag of ice.
And these shots just going wayward for the Phi now as Bairstow on the offensive glass is going to get to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Ice has some frozen water. Just need to clarify that.
As you see Bairstow, great action, good activity there. The 8th offensive rebound of the game for the Phi, which is quite low. Bairstow hasn't been able to get himself free either. Just 1 for 7 from the field today. These will be his first free throw attempts.
Oh my. Sean Bairstow.
Nick Mazinski, by the way, just denied coming out of the game. He's got 4 personal fouls, and he said, I'm not coming out.
Did he say that?
Sam Gold came up and he says, put him back, I'm staying in.
And Bairstow just shot an air ball, and then he makes the second.
You know, as long as you come back from it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it took Anzac Rosetto by surprise as well. So Mazinski's got 4, Rosetto's got 4. The 2 bigs staying out there in the meantime. And there's Mazinski. He's so good off either shoulder, Casey Frank. And then he misses that one.
Oh, good save.
Great hustle from Hopoi and then Bairstow.
Those two just working the glass. Not a lot of help from the guards there. They're leaking out. The big boys got to do the work.
15.
De facto, because Anzac Rosetto is down there as well.
There is Nartai. Probably better to stand than sit. Here's the handoff to Bazant. Pull up. Pretty from Jaden Bazant. That's his game. That's his shot.
His first bucket since the first quarter. Hasn't had a lot of ball in hand, but still effective.
Here's Liafa and Harris again operating together. Left-hand finish in the middle, trying to fire it off Hopoi, and he does.
Well, he gets his first miss of the day, this Hiram Harris, but he gets the ball back. And the Saints have really found something with switching the angle on these screens at the top of the key. We see it again, created that little roll action. Harris doesn't get the finish. But look at the stick-to-itiveness. I'm gonna come get it and chuck it off the thigh.
.5:32 to go in this game. And the Saints in control, happy to work it down. Down to the small numbers on the shot clock, and Mazinski with the finish.
They're just really being clinical out of the on-ball. The patience, the help isn't committing to the roll man, and they're getting loose with it. That's a goaltend. That's going to be basket interference.
Mazinski can't quite believe it, but he's just caught too deep there.
Yeah, his hand got caught in the net and just shakes the rim up as that ball goes up. It wasn't really a high chance of it falling, but that shake on the rim gives 2 points to the Phi when they really were desperate to find some offense.
All sorts of pressure on Liafa. He survives. Under 5 to go now. Marshall to Mazinski. Left-hand finish is good.
How about Mazinski just finishing by being in the right spot at the right time again? He's up to 15 points now. He's got 8 rebounds. He's got the one big block as Marshall picks up the foul there.
I'll tell you what, Nick Marshall, for an offensive-minded player, does not shirk his responsibilities on defense. He's been excellent on Mo King and with the on-ball defense as well on that possession, even though he picked up the foul trying to get across the screen.
You love that mindset from younger players too. You know, he's still developing in all aspects of his game, but you love to see that willingness to get grimy and physical.
Well, you know Scott Roth from Tasmania Jack Jumpers will love that. There's Hiram Harris collects a steal.
Jaden Boucher needs to go up and look for that offensively. The extra pass there leads to a turnover.
Isaiah Liafa in a bit of trouble, and again he gets out of it.
The ball got knocked away, so his dribble got reset. And heads up by Liafa to realize that and put it on the floor.
Marshall with 3 on the shot clock. Pull up. And 1! Hiram Harris, or was it Mazinski who got fouled? Yeah. And so he's going to get a few moments to collect his thoughts.
Well, here's the put. Watch after the screen there. He goes for that leg and it just rips it. And that foul's called. So we're counting the basket.
Yeah.
And the foul is away from that. And it's going to be ball on the side. I would have thought it was Mazinski going to the free throw line, but it's going to be sideline ball. A big opportunity here for the Saints to put it away.
Well, it's just a second team foul for the Phi. But that's tough to take if you're Matt Lacey in the Phi. It just might be a bridge too far now with 21 points the lead, 4:09 to go.
Yeah, so Lacey now, the argument he's making is that foul was a foul, yes, but it happens before the shot. You can't catch the bucket and have that foul be occurring where it did.
Cas Williams Jr. in the game, and now Bruce as well with 4 minutes to go. Too long. There's Bazant. Crossover from Jaden Bazant. Swing into the corner. Jaden Boucher in the game and misses that, but Bairstow comes away with it. Hopoi. Mazinski missed 4 fouls. Great work from Carter Hopoi on the reverse. Mazinski got away with some hands on the back as well.
Strong move for Carter Hopoi. You love that mindset. Another turnover.
This is a big hit. they can get it. Marshall collects a rebound.
Well, they're just running around.
Nick Marshall, Casey, has 11 rebounds and 6 assists.
Great rebounding guard. He could do a lot of things. Foul there from Sean Bairstow, but he involves himself in anything. You spoke about the defense earlier. He's a player that plays all aspects, averaged 7.5 rebounds on the season, so 11 is really in there, but the 6 assists, 8 assists for Liafa, this backcourt that was awarded for excellence, also excellent in creating for their teammates.
A 7.4 rebound average on the season for Nick Marshall. Top of the ladder. Earning the right to host a home semi-final against the Tauranga Whai.
Worst comes to worst. Just
Come into this in the 6th position.
That's every time. What he's saying, that's every time. I want Brucey and Kez. Brucey, press keep. I want you to be the 4. So I want to have Sam, you inbound. All right? Yep, you're in the middle. Screen that one there. Sammy, as soon as you get it, you're through the middle. We're going that same side. Lucy going the opposite side. Release that pass. They're going to trap. Don't make these catches here. Don't go over the half and pick up your dribble. Let the reversal do the work. Look for the kick ahead. If it's not on, advance with the dribble, just like you did. Coco, we got to contain and de-trans. Fly around, contain, and just be great with our floor spots. Here we go. Here we go.
Let's go to Taylor Johnson, who's listening to the Whai timeout.
As you would expect, with the game winding down, what Matt Lacey is saying is they have to keep going, have belief. What he did ask for on offense is more rotation, cutting the base and asking guys to rotate around the perimeter, just change up the pictures for the Saints on defense. And then defensively, he said, let's get aggressive. Every side ball, I want you to hustle, I want you to get aggressive, and let's start applying some full court pressure.
Well, Mo King will pick up the inbounds pass of Nick Marshall.
Well, for the Whai, it's all going to start with stringing stops together. Every bucket makes it a little more unlikely they're going to come back in this one.
Down to 7. Marshall, deep 3. Oh, Nick Marshall showing the range. He's got 19.
Nick Marshall, second leading scorer in the ball game. Unlimited range on display.
Murphy for 3. Sam Gold off the bench and collects a rebound. Evans Jr. firing it to Marshall. Saints happy to work it down here, in control, heading towards another grand final appearance. Looking for title number 13. Gold, missing that.
Well, the Whai have to operate quickly. They got to get these shots up in 9 seconds or less to have any sort of hope to come back.
Here's Murphy. Lost it. And this time, it's going to be Bizant's 3 collected by Sean Bruce.
Story of the day for the Whai. This is a team who gets up a ton of three-point shots on the season. One of the highest three-point rates, the second in the competition, but just not a great three-point shooting team. 30% from the floor, last in the league. As we see another one drop for the Saints, while the Whai just 5 for 24 on the day.
Rangimaria Dougal-Meter wants to check in the game. He's going to get some birdies. Loving the shooting form of Nick Marshall. And the Whai have just seen enough here with 1:58 to go. They call timeout. Nick Marshall taking over in this 4th quarter down the stretch. Drilling another bucket. And he's 9 of 16 with 11 rebounds and 6 assists. And the Saints, with a 25-point lead, will host the grand final next Sunday afternoon, with all things going to plan, with 1:58 to go against the Southland Sharks. 2 teams who saw a lot of each other in the 2010s across the Sal's NBL Grand Final Series. They shared all the titles bar 1, with the Auckland Pirates winning in 2012, beating the Saints team in the grand final that actually contained 1 case of crack.
And also in 2018, when the Saints were going for their three-peat, the Sharks pulled off their last victory in the NBL Finals, stopping the Saints for the only time in 4 years. The Saints won in 16, 17, and 19. The Sharks took that one away then. And now the Sharks have another chance, this one to keep the Saints from hitting that epic 13th championship in conference or in league history.
Dougal Meter in the game. It's the bench unit plus Mazinski out there as a starter. It includes Bruce, Kaz Evans Jr., Sam Gold. Pero Hunt knocks that down.
He's been really tough in the second half. 15 points in total, but hasn't had enough freedom of movement to really find a high level of scoring. Love this effort by the Fire, though. They're not quitting. Just a minute and a half left, still playing aggressively hard basketball.
Well, their Rapid League team gave them great service all season long, as that will stay with the Saints on the possession area with the jump ball. That's why they were in the 6th spot, the fight. The Bulls, they had an opportunity to get there. They just blew it against the Canterbury Rams. A win against the Rams probably would have got them into the finals. And unfortunately, that losing streak before they arrested it just wasn't enough. And their Rapid League team, unfortunately, couldn't get enough dubs.
Just 0.5 for the Saints to get a jumper off here.
At the end of the road, it's got to go to Sam Gold. And I don't know the shot clock even started on that catch.
That was a long 0.5.
That was not 0.5. But anyway, Sam Gold gets a smash. And Besto dropping it off to Murphy. The Shawns combining.
The efficiency just not there. The Saints, as vaunted as that Phi defense was coming into this one, the Saints defense today has been better, holding the Phi to just 39% from the floor.
Luca Richards in the game off the bench for Aaron Young. Mojave King still out there for the fight. And Gold will be called for the foul.
Is that going to be free throws or baseline? That's going to the baseline. Well, just under a minute. And a Saints crowd that I don't know if they didn't realize it yet, but they're going to the finals. They're going to be hosted next week.
They finally get a little bit of energy back in the building. They're going to need to bring it next weekend, that is for sure. Because what we saw from the Southland Sharks yesterday at Cal Stadium, they hold no fear of anyone. They don't care about your home record. They don't care about your home energy. You have to stop a big, scary, athletic team.
They are long and strong. They've got size at every position. They've got just enough depth to keep you honest. And they are fearless. And the Orange Army is going to be coming in full effect as Luca Richards gets the cherry on the sundae for the Wellington Saints return to the NBL Finals.
Now the party atmosphere starting to crank up in Welly. Mojave King's 3 is off. Sam Gold pulls down a rebound. And again, it's the Saints in the final, going for their first title since 2021. And their 13th overall. They'll play against the Southland Sharks in 7 days' time here. 93-68. Nick Marshall superb. 23 for him. And commiserations to the Tauranga Whai. A great season. Their dream run is over. And they will look back on this as an opportunity lost. But they should take a lot of heart in the way that they fought all season long in their fledgling history as a South NBL club.
The Saints back to the grand final since they won in 21. Tohi Smith-Milner was on that squad. It was a fantastic game against the Hawke's Bay Hawks. But the player of the game, we're going to give away now. It was involved that man, Nick Mazinski, on the receiving end of those on balls. The Chemist Warehouse good help play of the game, the bounce pass, the dunk. The crowd goes wild. As that pretty much wrapped things up, the celebration started. And we present it to you one more time, all thanks to the Chemist Warehouse and good health.
Mazinski with the smash, tough in the middle, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. And let's go to Taylor, who's got Mojave King.
Mojave, gutted about the loss, you must be, but look, you were the 6th seed. You made it all the way to the semi-finals, and the score doesn't reflect how challenging that game was. What was your summation of it?
Yeah, I'm just super proud of the boys. You know, it would have been really easy for us to throw in the towel. We had to work. We had to, you know, every game was a must-win game for pretty much the second half of the season for us. So just proud of the guys even getting this far. Yeah, it was a good effort from everybody.
Is there an area of the game where you think that the Saints were able to get on top of you?
Yeah, I think they just came out and executed their game plan really well. They took us out of our sets. They made everything difficult for us. They're a good team, you know, a lot of high-level players. So, yeah, they executed really well tonight.
Look, it's only the second season for the Whai and you made it to the semi-finals. That is something to be proud of. There are plenty of people at home watching and supporting from Tauranga. What would you like to say to them?
You know, second season with the club and win semi-finals, you know, disappointing result, but the Whai's definitely going to be back. You know, really proud of the effort.
Commiserations and enjoy the celebrations at the end of the season.
Thank you.
Yes, we'll have it. I know, go and grab Hiram Harris. Hiram, congratulations. You're off to another final, should I say. What was your overall summation of that game?
We knew that was going to be a team different from the team we played 3 or 4 weeks ago. I can't remember how long ago, but we just stuck to our morals, stuck to our basics, and obviously got the job done.
Let's talk about your defensive work as well. I mean, what's your mindset when you come into these games?
Get a stop now. I don't know. I just, whatever the coverage is or whatever the coach asks me to do, I try to do it to the best of my ability. So,
how important is this crowd to the way that you guys play? Because I just see you feeding off them and loving it.
Man, they're our sixth man of the year, so we appreciate all our fans. We love it when they come out, and we love it that they pack out TSB. One more to go.
You mentioned it, one more to go. You have got the Sharks. Who do you need to shut down?
Mr. MVP. I mean, they got 5 good players. They got a lot of good players, actually. So it's gonna be a team effort all over the board, but I back us.
We love your energy. We love watching you play, and we can't wait to be here next Sunday. Thanks, Hiram.
Appreciate it.
And now, here we go, Isaiah Liafa. Look, you have the opportunity to add another banner up into the bleachers. What does it mean to you to go to another final with the Saints?
Yeah, obviously, you know, going to finals is challenging, you know, at its own. So obviously getting to that stage right now, you know, obviously we're grateful and, you know, happy to celebrate it tonight. But, you know, come up tomorrow and, you know, our focus moves to the Sharks.
Speaking of challenging, look, it was hard for you to get some baskets. The defense was strong. How do you get back into the game in the Sharks?
Oh, you know, obviously their defensive, you know, pick-up, rebounding, you know, they've had, you know, solid, you know, second half of the season. So it's going to be a tough battle, but, you know, we're looking forward to it and, you know, backing my brothers.
What do you think was the difference for the Saints today? Where were you able to really dominate the Whai?
I think our energy from the start, we kind of, you know, had momentums and, you know, had little slip-ups here and there, but I thought we stuck together and, you know, our connectiveness together, you know, on and off the court kind of, I think it's an advantage for us. So, you know, we'll take that into next game.
What are you most looking forward to playing against the Sharks? Is there a key battle that you're really looking forward to going against?
Oh, just the whole team. You know, they're a solid team, but, you know, obviously we're grateful we get to play, you know, in Wellington, you know, my home. So I'm just thankful and grateful to be in this position.
Well, we're grateful to be coming back here next Sunday. Enjoy the rest and enjoy the win.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks, Zane. And one more, guys. Don't worry, I've got one more interview. Cruz, look, commiserations on that loss, but you must be really proud of the Whai season because, I mean, I think in round 14, you guys had the lowest percentage of those who were still eligible to make the finals, and then you stormed all the way into the semi-finals. So a word on your season.
Yeah, you know, a lot of props to the boys. You know, we've had a few changes in the year with imports, coaches. Just big congrats to the 19s boys that went with our team and all those that went. Top 4 in the world's awesome, and for us, yeah, great season. We weren't expected to make the semis, but here we are, and you know, we had nobody in those first 5s for the All-Star 5s, MVPs, nothing there, rapid, but we made it work. We got here, and hopefully we can build on it next year.
And just tell me, what was it like for you out on the floor today? This was playoff basketball in a fantastic arena.
Yeah, playoff basketball is different. It's very physical. You know, you don't play you do play the whistle, but you gotta play that physicality, especially with this team. You know, a lot of older guys, a lot of experience. You know, they know how to throw their bodies around, and you know, you just gotta learn through experience with that. And yeah, you know, props to the Wellington Saints. You know, they're a great team. Definitely favourites, obviously first seed. And so yeah, just good luck to them.
I'm sure, like myself, everyone enjoyed seeing the underdogs do well. It ends here, but hey, we look forward to seeing you guys next season.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can I just, you know, I don't think there's enough time to shout out my family. My parents came to every game this year, so I just want to give a big thank you to them, all the families that came to our games, the Whai family. Thank you for a good season, and yeah, thanks very much.
Oh, nothing without Ainga. Let's go back to you, Andrew Mulligan.
Lovely words from Cruz Hunt, showing respect to his Ainga and, of course, the JTBs as well. And great point from Cruz about no one in the mix for any postseason awards or regular season awards. but they got it done. And unfortunately, their road ends here at TSB Arena.
They stayed loyal to the grind. They did a good job of mucking things up in the first half, but the second half, the Saints found a higher level of efficiency. You love those efficiencies if you're Coach Aaron Young, 51% from the field, 40%, but you probably like the defense better, holding the Phi to just 20% from deep and 40% overall, winning the rebound battle and doing a great job when it came to turnovers. 10 turnovers in the semifinal. That shows great discipline. The Phi grinded it out all season long, but couldn't grind themselves to a grand final. And there we have the matchup. It's going to be 1v4. The Wellington Saints hosting the Southland Sharks.
What a grand final that will be. The Southland Sharks have all the confidence coming into this game that will be here next weekend. TSB Arena. We're on air from 2 p.m, a little bit earlier than today. 2 p.m. And the Saints and the Sharks will battle. It will be an absolutely titanic struggle between two teams full of confidence. And until then, on behalf of Taylor Johnson, Casey Frank, and all the Sky Sport team here in Wellington, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next weekend.
Hey!